Hey guys, how did you know it was time to make a big cross country move? A little about me. I am a 29-year-old attorney living in Dallas, my hometown. When I moved back after law school, I thought I'd be married with kids by this point, and that's not how life has played out. And honestly, I'm not sure if I even want that, at least for a few more years. Almost all of my friends are engaged, married, and starting a family, or are immature degenerates that I say, and I say that with love. I cannot hang out with my family without being pressured on my dating life and why I am not at least engaged, which makes it difficult to spend time with them. I'm lonely, and I think that it'll be very hard to, quote, start over in my hometown, aka Dallas. Outside of a job I enjoy in the home I own that I really love and have put a lot of work into, I've come to realize I do not have a lot keeping me here. I work at a large firm based in New York with offices all over, and most of my work is with our East Coast clients. So, if I want to move, I'm fairly confident that I can. New York City or Boston are the two most likely options. So, Callie, how do you know when it's time to make a big move, a big change in your life? Like, how did you know it was time to move out of Dallas and go to Austin, for example?
I don't know. I feel like the main thing is you have to know the opportunities that you're gonna get when you move to a different place because you don't
Mhm.
kind of just wanna, like, get up and just figure it out once you're there.
I
So that
agree.
makes it a little bit more scary. Um, but I don't know, I haven't really done a huge, huge move because Dallas I'm also from Dallas, and Dallas to Austin isn't that
Not crazy.
drastic of a
Mhm.
move, but I feel like the most drastic was when I, went, to Barcelona to study abroad. Like,
Mhm.
that was a huge change, and I was there for, 4 months, and I don't know, as long as you have, people that support you and you're eager to go and try new things, you have to definitely be open-minded because if you're
Sure.
not, then what's the point of going?
No doubt.
Um, but yeah, I don't really know, just
Yeah. I have done this, and that's why I wanted to answer
yeah.
this question. People who've listened to this podcast before kinda know my story there, but if a quick synopsis, I was working in New York, at Barstool for 3 years, and I kinda got to the point where I was 25, I would have been, and you kinda get you're ready for something else. And I think how do you know it's time is the crux of this question, and how I knew is that the routine I was in was no longer fulfilling to me, and I think combine that with the lack of responsibilities I had in my quote unquote personal life, like single, had some cash and was able to kind of pick up and leave and not affect anything directly around me with
Yeah.
family, friends, and like finances, I guess. So I had the ability to do that, which sounds like this guy does as well. Um, and you just kind of like, it's like knowing when you really like somebody or when you love somebody, like you just kind of know. And I think this guy has that. He kind of knows it's time because you sort of sounds like you would have to convince yourself to stay more than convince yourself to leave. Um, you have the opportunities set up in a firm that's got offices all over, and you say New York City or Boston, and I encourage everybody to live in New York for a year. It's not for everybody, but it's something that I think the pace of that city and the lifestyle are pretty fun. And
It's
for
an
me, I got
experience.
yeah, I got
Yeah.
I got tired of it after 2.5, 3 years, and that's okay. Like everybody kind of has their own thing, but um, I knew it was time when the excitement and sort of the daydreaming about a move and a career change and things like that took up more of my energy and time than my actual work and what
Yeah.
I was doing in my previous life, I guess. So I
Also
think
I also feel like if you're too comfortable or you're not,
yeah.
challenged or excited by anything that's around you, or
Mhm.
it doesn't have to be your work, but the people around you, the environment you're in, if you're not, fully encapsulated by the energy around you,
Yeah,
then maybe it's time to try something else, and worst comes to worst, if it doesn't work out, you can always go back.
totally. Totally agree. And you mentioned being comfortable.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that people um run into very often and are sort of afraid to pull the lever
Yeah.
that takes them out of their comfort zone because like that's how we're just kind of wired is to not do
Right.
that. And especially in your hometown, it's very easy to get comfortable and it's
Yeah.
very easy to just kind of fall back into the safety net. But he says he's 29, he's an attorney, he's a smart dude. Like you kind of know like, this isn't fulfilling forever.
Right.
And some people are. Some people can be fulfilled by hometown and home friends and home job
Yeah.
and stay there forever and meet, enough people that they can make it work and they can feel great. And that's awesome. Like I have a buddy in New York, in Saratoga, who manages a bar and a restaurant, graduated with high school with me and loves it. Never
Yeah.
leaving. And he is more, um, he's just set. And I love that for him. And it just wasn't necessarily for me. I can't wait to go back someday and have a house in Saratoga, but um, I couldn't do it for my whole life. And
Yeah.
so
I
I
just
get I get the feeling
yeah.
here.
I feel like if you're even debating going or you're sitting down and thinking to yourself, "Should I leave? Should I try something else?" You
Mhm.
might as well just do it because Dallas will always be there. You can always go back home, but,
True.
like, you're never gonna stay 29 and go, like, be this age to be able to go and travel and
Yep.
try different things and see new places and meet new people. And I feel like, we should all take advantage of that while we can.
The assets you have right now, which are your youth, your lack of responsibility, which like that sounds bad.
Yeah.
It's just the reality that you don't have
Yeah.
anything tethering you to your current situation. Um, and your job, your career. You're an attorney in a huge firm, like that provides you relocation opportunities,
Right.
not easily, but relatively easily, I guess. So if I'm you, I love Boston, and if that's a likely option for you, I love that idea. But I'm not here to tell you where to go. That's everybody's different, and I have my ideal stuff, and but yeah, I think. How do you know it's time to make a cross country move? If you're asking that question, you already know the answer,
Yeah.
and I can
I
provide
agree.
more specific advice if you have something to ask, but and I know you've put a lot of time and effort into your house and family's there, so it's not gonna be, the most emotionally, like, cut and go
Yeah, it's
and
not gonna be
be
easy.
sunshine and rainbows, but it's sounds like it's necessary,
Yeah.
and for me, it's the best thing I've ever done. So, take that with you, but let's do the next one.